Let's get ready to rumble!
Senior Nation jam-packed show today. Peloton up 5%.
What's up, disciplined investor?
We got Benzinga CEO Jason Raznick here with us.
The man, the myth, the legend, Tom Nash.
Peter Schiff on the Power Hour with us live today.
Interesting, different, unique, innovative companies.
Mia, you are live with us on the Power Hour. What's up?
Thank you so much for inviting me on.
Jessica Billingsley is the CEO of Akerna.
The best trade idea resource out there. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Woo. Happy Friday. We got a little producer Rohan's horn hanging out in there. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Power Hour. This is the Trade Idea Show. If there's one thing we can promise you, it's that at the very least, we're going to have some fun together. We're going to get some ideas going, and we may or may not have an air horn, okay? There's not a whole ton that I can promise everybody, but that's what I've got for you. But what's up, everyone? In the chat, drop me the tickers you are looking at. I don't want to be the only one who has to bring the ideas. I'm counting on Zinger Nation. That's all of you out there in the community coming in with us, dropping some stocks, telling us, are you still trading the GameStops, the AMCs? Have you moved on to different things? Whatever it is, let us know. Let's get it rolling. We have a jam-packed show, as always, on our agenda for today. We have interviews with the CEOs of two publicly traded companies, not one, two. Okay, it's Friday. We're going in on a Friday. So we will be bringing both of those to you. We are also going to be running our Vegas stock picking contest. We have a list of all the Vegas stock plays, right? It's been in the news. Vegas is back, baby. It's alive and well. Everybody's vaccinated. So we're going to be talking about the Vegas stock plays. We're going to give you that list. So if you want to get in on the action with some of those, you'll see all the names there. We're also going to be giving our favorites out of that group. You know, here's the ones that we like. Here's the ones that we hate, that sort of thing. And so that's what's ahead. Of course, we will do a quick little GameStop and AMC update as well. But first things first, before we hop to our first public company CEO interview, that's going to be at 12:10 Eastern, 7 minutes from now, I do want to open it up to the community. It's been all week. We have not heard from Zinger Nation yet this week. You guys know that we're the platform for the people. So producer Rohan, can we get the phone number on the screen? Is that something that we can do? And can we take some user calls today? I would
absolutely. We're going to get this going. Folks, get ready with your questions, ideas, and give us a call. Let me get this banner up.
Yeah. All right. So here's the ground rules. If you're new to the show, a couple things I'm going to ask you. One, smash the like button, share the stream. Okay, that's obvious. Two, if you call and you are the first caller, you're the lucky number one. You have 3 minutes to pitch your stock and say whatever you want to say. All right, 3 minutes uninterrupted, and then the group is going to vote on it. You can use a fake name if you're nervous, you're embarrassed, whatever it may be. But that's the deal, guys. And again, drop your trade ideas in the chat. We want to see what they are. One other fun thing that I have for you, and we're going to look at forward shares in just a minute. But I'm dropping this one in the chat too. We have some nice perks working here at Benzinga. I have in my driveway right now a Ford Mach 1. I just tweeted out the video to that. But check that thing out. I mean, it's badass. Benzinga is going to be taking a look at cars in our angle rather than talking about like the traction control is a 4.8 out of 5. We're going to be going exclusively for the cool factor. In the garage right now, we have a McLaren, so we'll be dropping some updates on that throughout the weekend. My Twitter will definitely be bumping with that one. But producer Rohan, I think I heard the phone.
Yep, we have Richard on the line.
Richard, what's going on?
Hey, man. How you guys doing?
Doing well. Happy Friday, sir.
Likewise. I wanted to ask you, speaking of Happy Friday, it looks like NEO has come back from nowhere. Over $45. Say it's been pretty down. I wanted to see what you guys think about that, where it's going, and should I keep my money in it?
All right. So guys, up on the screen right now, I just pulled up a 1-year chart of NEO, daily candles. Check it out. We broke out earlier today from that previous high. The stock is still going. It's at the high of the day. So I love to hold on to stocks that are at a high of the day. If we zoom out to the broader trend, Whenever I have momentum in a name that I like, I always like to let it ride. You know, I mean, you could have seen some momentum from 32 to 36 and sold it, and then you're missing this move from 36 to 46. While there's momentum in the name, personally, I like to let those go. The way that I manage those positions is I'll either sell calls against the stock so I can collect some of that income, and if I have to sell my shares at a higher price, I do, or I'll put some stops in there. So that's my take on Neo right now. I mean, it's definitely cooking. The next level to watch, it looks like it's right around 46 and a half. How's that?
It looks like we lost Richard and we have someone else calling now.
Well, that's all right. All right. So Zinger Nation, vote. One, if you guys like Neo right now, you can't sit on the sidelines. All right. This is an active show. This is not passive bullshit. If you like Neo, drop the 1 in the chat. If you don't like Neo, drop the 2 in the chat. All right, that's the move. What year is that car? It's a 2022 Ford Mach 1. Yeah, pretty freaking cool. I'll drop that in again for anybody who missed it. But all right, producer Rohan, you got the next caller queued up? Oh, we can't hear producer Rohan. That's just too bad. There we go. Hello. What's going on? Happy Friday.
Oh, hello. Yeah, work sport. WKSP.
WK. And who are we talking to on this beautiful Friday?
You're talking to Mike.
Mike. All right.
Yeah,
So
work sport.
give us the pitch.
It's a pitch. They make the trillions for EV trucks. You can take battery packs, go out in the woods. You can take the battery packs and use them for working. The trillion that's solar. It charges the batteries as you're driving your truck.
Do they have revenue yet? Do you know?
Oh, yes, sir. I made some good money on them.
All right, there we go. Let's pull up these financials. Yeah, and check out the screen, guys. I have their product here. It looks pretty sweet. So it looks like it's like a truck bed cover. That's also a battery, or it charges a battery.
Yeah, that's for people that got. Yes, it's solar panels, and they got involved with that place right there, which has the battery packs.
It seems pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie. And I know that Worksport is a good friend of Benzinga's.
I tell you what, put money on it.
All right, there you go. Look at that. Boom. Worksport put out a press release presenting at the Benzinga Global Small Cap Conference. If I had an air horn, I'd smash it right now.
There you go.
All right, check this one out, too. I see this press release, April 19th. Is it on NASDAQ now? April 19th, the company announced that they're going to be uplisting to NASDAQ. That's absolutely a catalyst for the stock. So if you guys are looking for something where I definitely like anything that's going into an uplisting like that. All right, there we go. Thank you for calling us in. Dropping another stock, guys. Second ticker of the day, WKSP. No, I'm throwing it out to the community, guys. Again, this is an active show. There's no passive sitting around. If you guys like Worksport, drop the 1 in the chat. If not, drop the 2. We're taking calls from the community. That's what we're doing here on a Friday. Guys, if you call in, again, the rule is you got 2-3 minutes. The floor is yours. Say whatever you want. Producer Rohan, can you put the phone up? We have time for one more. 1 minute stock pitch. Let's throw it back out to Zinger Nation. There's the phone number, guys. We're going quick. We've got an awesome interview lined up in a minute here with producer AB. But if you have a stock to pitch, you have 1 minute. There you go. While we're waiting to see who from Zinger Nation is going to dial in, I do want to call it this Ford one. I dropped the link to this awesome vehicle, this Mach 1 that we got to check out. But I mean, look at these product releases that Ford has had recently. Remember, we bought the stock at the beginning of the year because we thought it was going to get some of that EV energy. We saw all the money flowing into these EV stocks. They put out the Mach E. They have the F-150 Lightning. They have the Maverick, which is going to have an electric version that's like a really small pickup truck. And, of course, they have the Bronco that's on the roads. and now they got this monster, right? 5.0 liter V8 engine. So I'm still feeling pretty good about my Ford position, guys. Not gonna lie, stocks come down a little bit, but all right, producer Rohan, we have our last caller on the line. I can't hear him again.
All right, Rocky. I'll just hold on a second. I'll have you on the show. All right.
All right, we're ready,
Sure,
producer
thanks.
Rohan.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Rocky,
Luke,
what's going on? 1 minute, floor is yours. What's the
Hi.
stock?
Hi, Power Hour crew. Want to ask you about Clear Channel Outdoor CCO. What do you think? It's been eking up recently, but what's your take on it?
What's their business? It's billboards, right? Or no?
Right. Well, yeah, digital billboards, airports, everything with travel coming about. They do a lot of the airport signage and billboards, digital information channels with their advertising and billboards.
All right. So I don't know the company. So from a fundamental standpoint, it's tough. I mean, the chart looks beautiful. We've got some nice upward momentum. We're way up from the COVID lows. It looks like the stock had previous highs around $3.10 or so. So I think that's the next level to watch on this thing. Let's click over to the financials. I want to look at my earnings, my revenue. Revenue is choppy. I mean, that most recent revenue report at $371 million. That's sort of a red flag for me. Do you know why? So that looks like it's the lowest revenue that the company has posted in at least 9 years. So that needs some investigating, because that's obviously a red flag.
Okay, so
that's
look at
my
that
take
a
on
little
it.
more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So guys, I'll
been
throw this
moving
one
up
in the
a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the chart looks good. Again, that revenue drop, lowest in 9 years, obviously a little bit concerning for us. So I'm going to throw this one out to Zinger Nation, guys. If you like CCO, Charlie Oscar, Clear Channel Outdoors, drop me the one in the chat. If not, give me the 2. I want to see where Zinger Nation is at with this one. And I appreciate you calling in.
Thanks. Appreciate your take on it. Have a great one. Thanks for the help.
Absolutely. You too. Happy weekend. I hope you have a beautiful Friday afternoon. All right. There it is, guys. Taking the calls from the community. We love it. We're going to ask you, share the stream, like the stream, and bring producer AB on with us. AB, what's going on, man? Happy Friday.
What up, Zinger Nation? Happy Friday. How we doing?
Doing well. All is good. We're dropping some stocks in there. Somebody's asking, where's the number at? It was on the screen. We need to get Lele on here. Hopefully we'll have time so Lele can call in before we're done for the day.
We should have time for some more
But you got a big interview coming up, and I don't want to eat into your time.
Let's get into it. We got Sellers Life Sciences.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, the company's CEO is joining us live, Dr. Angelos. I'm excited to speak to him. So, Luke, without further ado, let's get into it.
All right.
Dr. Angelos, welcome to Zinger Nation Power Hour. How are we doing today?
Hey, great. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So as I mentioned, you are the CEO and president, is that correct, of Sellers Life Sciences?
That's accurate. That's correct.
Great. So real quick, before we get into the weeds, can you just give us the quick elevator pitch, 60 seconds or less, the overview of the company and what y'all are trying to do there?
Sure. So AB, we're a late-stage clinical biopharmaceutical company specialized in the immunotherapy and cancer vaccine space. And basically, what we're doing is we're developing an immunotherapy that basically mounts an immune response whereby once you are administered with our therapeutic cancer vaccine, your immune system now has a picture of what the Wilms tumor 1 cancerous cells look like. That's the target that we're going after. So if and when WT1 cancer cells come back, your immune system now, the CD4 memory and helper cells and the cytotoxic T cells, they're laser focused, try to find those cancerous cells and basically fight them off and destroy them. That allows patients to remain in longer remission, and that ultimately prolongs survival. So we have done various studies in acute myeloid leukemia being our lead indication. We're now in pivotal phase 3. So again, our technology allows for the immune system to detect cancerous cells, fight them off, and in turn, that allows for patients to hopefully live longer.
Wow. So yeah, the cancer immunotherapies, that's something definitely to keep an eye on. And do you know what the total market opportunity is for drugs of that nature?
Yeah, so maybe that's a great question. So our technology, Wilms tumor 1, perhaps just briefly. Wilms tumor 1, interestingly, in the fetal state, so before we're born, it's responsible, among others, for kidney formation. Once we are born, it disappears, and then it comes back again when it causes cancer, so it's called a true oncogene. There are about 20 tumor types where Wilms tumor 1 is overexpressed, and the National Cancer Institute actually ranked it as a number 1 immunotherapy target to go after. So about 20 tumor types that overexpress Wilms tumor 1. We are currently focusing on a number of indications, acute myeloid leukemia, again, being the one that is furthest along. In acute myeloid leukemia, there are about 80,000 patients in the US, EU, Japan, and China. So that's the annual incidence rate. But obviously, we have other indications such as ovarian cancer, mesothelioma. So it's a pretty broad indication spectrum.
Yeah, and you kind of mentioned it, and I have it pulled up here, this cool little infographic of the pipelines of the different diseases. So as you mentioned, the acute myeloid leukemia, that's the one that's furthest along, correct?
That's correct. And we expect here in the first half of next year, our first and only interim analysis, and we're very excited. This is a study, AB, where in previous phase 1 and phase 2 studies, where typically acute myeloid leukemia patients, the majority of the patients are 60 years and older. And what happens, just for 1 minute, once a patient is diagnosed, they typically undergo what's called the 7+3 chemotherapy regimen to get patients in first remission. There are various drugs nowadays that can support patients to live longer. And unless you're lucky enough to get a stem cell transplant, those patients, unfortunately, typically, again, the majority being 60 years and older in that patient bracket, they typically relapse and die within 12 to 18 months. And in that particular patient cohort, we had shown a 35-month median overall survival. Now, what happens then, if you're lucky and you relapse and you undergo another round of treatment, you enter into what's called the second remission. And there in the second remission, AB, the median overall survival, so 50% of the patients typically relapse and die within 3 to 6 months. And what we have shown in our phase 2 study was a 21-month median overall survival. So with that package, we went to the FDA. And we're now going into patients in that second remission cohort. It's a 116 patient study, 1-to-1 randomized. And by the summer of next year, we hope to have positive data in that interim look that will allow the independent data monitoring committee to allow us to proceed to the FDA and seek approval.
Got it. And thank you, Dr. Angelos, because you kind of answered what would have been my next question there, just asking about the timeline of what we could expect the other drugs to get to this phase 3. So outside of the timeline, what's the biggest thing or the biggest things that investors have to look forward to or should know about the company?
Yeah, I think so. Again, the acute myeloid leukemia is our lead indication. And perhaps just for 1 second, the technology came out of Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, and we licensed this back in 2014. The other exciting catalyst, I believe, is just this month. So what we have also done is we have partnered with Merck in a collaboration and partnership agreement whereby we combine GPS, our drug, with Merck's PD-1 pembrolizumab. And in this particular combinatorial approach, basically we expect data in ovarian cancer, our first set of data this month by the end of June. And we also have another study, an IST study with Memorial Sloan Kettering and Bristol Myers and their PD-1 nivolumab. And that is in mesothelioma, and we expect data in June as well. It's interesting that SELLAS, we have IP that actually allows us to protect the asset in this combinatorial PD-1 approach. And again, I think this month we expect, as I mentioned, the clinical data in ovarian cancer and mesothelioma. First half of next year is the phase 3 AML. And I think in between AB, between now and the first half of next year, we expect further, newsworthy events, as we're also looking for and take an agreement in last December, a license agreement with a Chinese company where we inked close to $200 million agreement. We've already received close to 10 million of those. It's based on milestones, clinical and regulatory, plus there's royalties. So I think the company AB, last year we were a 24.5 million market cap company. We're now close to 180 million. And last year a company that had 3 million of cash, and in the first quarter of this year we showed a $28 million cash on our balance sheet, no debt, and we're just really excited with hopefully what the future holds here for the company.
Yeah, I mean that's some impressive growth for a year, and like you mentioned, if you do have some more newsworthy stuff coming out from now until the end of the year, keep us in the loop. Let us know. We'd be happy to help you break some of those stories, or we'll have you back on the show whenever you're ready to make some of those announcements. I do have to ask though, real quick, since this is this is a stock trading show. I have the chart pulled up from your website right here. What was this big spike from back in early December of last year?
Yeah, I think in December last year, I think as I mentioned, starting the first quarter of last year and leading into the end of last year, really, the company, it was a transformative year really for the company. We had pushed forward strongly with our phase 3 programs. And as I mentioned, in December, we inked the license agreement with 3D Medicines for our lead asset, where we gave them the China rights, which was a $200 million deal. And thus far, we have received close to 10 million already, including the upfronts. And I think shareholders are hopefully excited as the team is as to what the future holds here. So I think what you see in December, we are a small team, we're a small company, but one thing I can definitely tell you and our shareholder base, and hopefully new folks who may want to come into the stock, is that our team is working tirelessly to really see GPS make a difference, for patients and obviously for our shareholders.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Dr. Angelos. Again, he is the CEO and president of SELLAS Life Sciences, ticker SLS, and that trades on the NASDAQ. And like I said, Dr. Angelos, anytime you got news, we'd love to help you break that story, get some extra eyes on that press release. I'll get in contact with Raquel about that. But yeah, thank you for joining us today.
I appreciate it. Really, thank you so much, AB. Thank you, and have a great weekend. Thank you.
You do the same. All right, bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bringing my man Luke back on. Luke, pretty interesting company they got going on.
I agree. Absolutely interesting. Huge market, like you guys talked about it. I'm not super familiar with the company personally. I know I've seen the name float around in chat many times, so I know a lot of the folks out there in Zinger Nation know this one and follow this one. So that was a good get, producer AB. You deliver. You say you're going to get us interesting companies and get good folks on here. I have to say you do deliver, producer AB.
Well, thank you. And on that note, we had kind of something we spoke about earlier in the week about doing a Vegas stocks of the summer trading segment. And I don't know about you, Luke, but I'm ready to just get into it.
All right, let's get into it. And I want to ask this one too. I don't know what else you have planned for the show today, but I was having fun with the user calls.
Yeah, we'll get back to some losers.
If there's more of you out there who want to dial in, do your 2-minute stock pitches, floor is yours. Let us know in the chat. And we'll make it happen. But all right, it's time for Vegas stock picks.
Well, we can incorporate the two. Let's talk about our summer stock picks, Vegas summer, and then we'll open up the door to user calls to see if anyone else has anything to add. Does that sound good?
Deal.
All right.
All right, that was a nice little video.
Yeah, we made it a little longer. That way it's not just a little snippet. It was actually, that can be described as a video instead of the first one, which was just a little thing. So,
all right, so what do you have for us?
I think let's start with probably the biggest casino, not the biggest like company in terms of market cap or anything, but the one that most retail investors have been talking about for the past year, and that is Penn National Gaming. Of course, Penn famously, I think it was right before COVID last year, purchased a stake in Barstool Sports, 36%. So what's interesting about Penn is they own and operate casinos and racetracks, not just in Vegas, but all around the country, in the Midwest. And let me pull up the info that we have on it. So,
and they do have properties in Las Vegas?
They do, yeah. The Tropicana, most notably, that's a very famous casino out there. But outside of that, I mean, I was looking on their investor website last night, and they even operate a casino in my hometown of St. Louis, Missouri.
All right, so Penn National Investor Relations guys. If you ever want a quick tip for understanding a company, like quickly on the fly, like you wonder how do we know all these stocks? My cheat sheet, I'm unveiling it, is go online and look for their investor decks. Because all public companies publish these investor decks, and it gives you the breakdown as to what they do, how much money they're making, what they see as the future, etc.
So I'm going to give you some numbers real quick, Luke, and I'm going to let me throw up my Benzinga Pro here real quick. Okay. So if we go out to the 2-year chart and we look at so this is the COVID drop in February when the market crashed from COVID. The stock was trading at before, so this little leg up, this is after they purchased Barstool. They got a little nice leg up from that news.
Nice run. It's a beautiful run. I mean, the stock moved, 25 to 40? I mean, it's a hell of a run. But
yeah, it went from, exactly, 25 to about 37, 38. Then the stock dropped all the way down to a low of, I think it was at $4 at one point, which is just crazy that you could have bought this company. It's a $14 billion market cap company. You could have bought it for $4 a share. Now the stock is trading at $83, not to mention its high of 140. It's at $83 right now. But the stock is up currently right now 119% from its pre-COVID levels. Does that, to you, does that show you like a sign of a lot of strength or more of like, okay, that's up a little bit too much?
All right. I think that it depends how much the online gambling is going to drive the business in the future. That's what I think it comes down to on this stock in particular. Let's see.
So you're saying, Luke, basically that before the Barstool purchase and they have the Barstool Sports app, that it was more of a value play, but now it could be looked at as a growth play because they have this new business model and this online thing driving more revenue.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm thinking. So here, I'm going to take the screen share back again. I'm using my trick of going to the investor presentation, which all public companies publish online. So look at in the dark blue, that's retail casinos, that's physical locations, right? Just a normal casino business. Then you have online casinos and online sports books. I mean, look at that revenue jump from literally zero in December to making up half of the company's revenue. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, I like that. And I don't know about you, Luke, but I like finding companies that do have, both the value, like they have good financials, they have, the value aspect as well as a growth aspect. If I can find a company that has good growth potential, but also has good fundamentals as a value play, then that's really strong for me. Then that's something that I really like.
Anyway, we got 13 in the chat saying that it just did the turn on the 50 daily moving average. Price is supported by it. That I think the chart looks okay. Not beautiful, but I think that it looks okay. I
agree. I'm kind of undecided. I'm kind of in the middle here. I'm kind of taking like a Switzerland approach in World War II, just abstaining, being in the middle. I do want to mention here, because we're talking about the Barstool Sports app and sports gambling in general. We here at Benzinga have started from scratch, really, kind of a new vertical where we're trying to do more coverage in sports gambling. And that's basically being headed up by my man, Jay Rubin. So if you like sports gambling, if you want to learn more about it, check out what we have on Benzinga now. And this is something that we're looking to grow right now. So
I'm dropping the link in the chat.
So we'd appreciate not only the support of going there to look at it and to read the articles, but we'll take feedback. So if you do have feedback on these articles or what we're trying to do or how we could improve it, email us at powerhour@benzinga.com. And we will incorporate that feedback and make it, the best place to come to find information about sports gambling.
All right, there it is. Boom. All right, producer AB. Again, guys, if you're just joining us, we're doing the Vegas stock trades. We're about to run through all the symbols for the Vegas trades. Next week, we're going to be doing summer stock plays. So why don't you rapid fire us through the next handful of them, producer AB?
Okay, so we have Wynn, ticker WYNN. This is, of course, Wynn Casinos. They also operate high-end hotels and casinos, most notably the Wynn Las Vegas and Encore Las Vegas. This market cap is $6.6 billion. And conversely, very much the opposite from Penn, which was up 119% from its pre-COVID levels.
Yep.
Stock is down, not much, but about 1.5–2% from its pre-COVID levels.
All right, so zoom it out. Okay, so here's pre-COVID is all the way up here, 155. Okay, so let me ask you this: Is Wynn the only one in the group that is still is below its pre-COVID highs?
No, it's not, Luke. We have one more that's down from its pre-COVID highs, and it's down even more than Wynn is, and that is Las Vegas Sands, ticker LVS.
Really quick, guys, it looks like did Wynn suspend its dividend? It did.
Oh, that's never a good sign.
Yeah, well, I mean, they did it way back at the start of COVID. It looks like their last dividend, let's see, pay date on their dividend was March 6th of 2020. That was a decent yield, but that's gone. That definitely plays into the stock being off its pre-COVID highs. But all right, what you said you had another symbol, another Vegas stock play that's down from its pre-COVID highs. What is it?
Yep, and that's Las Vegas Sands, ticker LVS. And so this company, they're focused more on like the resort side rather than just casinos.
Wow, so Las Vegas Sands is way off of its pre-COVID high.
Yep, it's down about 25%, which this is kind of the outlier in the group. Most of the stocks in this group are either up from their pre-COVID highs. Wynn is kind of an outlier too, where it's just slightly down. But Las Vegas Sands is really like trading at a discount based on its pre-COVID. Oh, and someone in the chat's throwing out they have a lawsuit pending. So we do need to watch out for that news. But, Luke, you're a smart guy. I got two questions for you. Do you know what regression to the mean means?
Yep.
And the second question is, do you think that applies here? Do you think if like a chart was showing some strength before COVID, will it regress back to that mean? Or is this a sign of weakness that the stock can't recover from its pre-COVID levels? Because the market's up from the pre-COVID levels. So to me, a stock.
Yeah, I mean, SPY is way up, right? We had a record high close yesterday.
Right. So to me, I mean, if the market's up and SPY is up from its pre-COVID levels, but a company isn't, then that's kind of a red flag for me right now. Not to be said that that doesn't mean there could be opportunity in those discounts, but I think I'd like to see stocks right now be at least at their pre-COVID levels, if not higher.
Yeah. So my quick take on this one, the chart is ugly. It's not a pretty chart by any means. It looks like we put in a little bit of support right here, right around 54.5. But I'm not a buyer of this one on how that chart looks.
Yep. And then
I do like stocks though. I do like these ones that are down from their pre-COVID highs. But if I had to pick between the two, Wynn is the one that I'm picking. It looks like Wynn's formed a nice little base. So if I have to pick one laggard out of the group, right, out of the casino stocks, we have the two stocks that are down from the pre-COVID highs. You have Wynn, you have Las Vegas Sands. Wynn looks like it's put some pretty strong support in there, right around 120. That's the one that I'd pick out of the two.
Got it. And then I have another stock.
And they did also suspend their dividend. If we go and look at the dividends on this, the last dividend that was paid by LVS, so let's click back over there, it was on March 26, 2020. A really nice 4 or 5% annual yield. I mean, these dividends I would expect to come back as the world reopens. So there's another catalyst for you too.
And then this one it's related to kind of the summer Vegas travel. But you said you do like some stocks that are below their pre-COVID levels that, might be some good value there. I want you to pull up Boeing's chart, ticker BA, because Boeing, unlike a lot of other airline stocks, is trading well below its pre-COVID levels. I believe it was at about 300 and
yeah, but I mean, Boeing's got other issues.
Boeing does have other issues. They've had some planes go down, which is not something you want out of a plane manufacturer.
Yeah, it's about the worst.
But it looks like it's trying to maintain this kind of the chart's rocky, but it's got this little sustained uptrend from the what did it get down to after in the COVID drop, like down below $100 maybe?
Let's see. The low on the stock was around 90, somewhere around there. I wanted those one out to Zinger Nation, guys. Again, there's no sitting out, okay? We want some active participation here. If you guys like Boeing, you have to pick it one way or another, long or short. Price is $246. 1 if you like the stock, 2 if you don't. I'm curious where anybody's at.
And then I think this is a good time too to open up the door for if anyone wants to call in and give us just a quick stock pitch. We got a couple minutes before our next interview.
Wait, do you have more Las Vegas plays? Let's hammer through the tickers.
I do. I got a couple more.
All right, yeah, let's rapid fire through them.
All right, IGT. This is International Gaming Technologies. So they do like slot machines as well. I believe they started, a new online kind of revenue stream during COVID. So it's a multinational gambling company that produces slot machines and other gambling technology. And this is one like Penn.
This is the thing behind the thing play, guys. They're making the machines that actually sit in the casinos, the software that run these games. They're not operating the casinos themselves.
Yep. So it's a little different than Win, Penn.
Another dividend candidate. When these things when these companies all bring their dividends back, which they're going to, I mean, that's such a catalyst for all of them. IGT, same case again. That's India Golf Tango. Last dividend they paid was March 31st, 2020, and they were paying north of 6% yield at that point.
And then this one, Luke, like Penn, is up. Not as much as Penn is, but it's up 78% from its pre-COVID levels. So,
and they're doing a lot of the online gambling as well. The online gambling space is going to be huge. I don't want to say it's sort of like shooting fish in a barrel where you can pick any of them and they're going to win. But if the ratios look right, and I think the ratio to look at for these stocks is EV to EBITDA. If you don't know what that means, we all have Google. We can all search it. EV to EBITDA. If the ratios look right, I like a lot of these online gambling plays.
Yeah, you got to look at that debt ratio versus earnings and see kind of what they're doing. That'll give you a good idea of how strong the company's financials are. And so I got one more today, and that's one that we've talked about on the show that I actually pitched back in on April 15th, I believe it was.
Okay.
And that is ticker VICI, Vici.
All right, we're looking at Vici. Vici Properties here, VICI. It's a nice chart.
So this one's a REIT. Yeah, and they should have their dividend. I don't know if they suspended their dividend during COVID, but REITs typically, historically, pay out really good dividends, and so that's a good thing. If you're just looking for some extra passive income, you can buy. You can look at REITs, find REITs, buy one that and get some good dividend. But Vici, what's really interesting about them is they expanded a lot during COVID. They bought some more properties. They own and operate, like Penn, not only in Las Vegas, but casinos all throughout the country. And not only that, they operate some very high-end golf courses that are out in Vegas. And so to me, that's like a minor catalyst, but it helps. That golf has been so hot. Callaway, of course, came out and said last year more golfers started golfing than ever before. And these high-end golf courses in Las Vegas, like they make a lot of money. Because people will go out there, they'll be gambling all night, they'll wake up, and they want something to do, they'll go out and golf, and they'll pay $150, $200 to play these nice courses. We had Vici's CEO back on the Power Hour on May 6th. So this is a company we know well. Oh, Andre followed me into, yep. Shout out Andre. He knows that Vici is has been a good stock to hold. I'm not sure about like where this is going, but it's been a good stock to hold for the past few months.
And they own the Venetian now. Did you know that one time I got an accidental surprise $30,000 bill from the Venetian?
33,000, you said?
It was 30-ish thousand, 29,000, I think.
For a room you were in, you destroy it or something, like hangover style?
No. Benzinga rented out a big suite, like see if you can see these top floor like massive suites up there, to host like a small event, like with clients and that sort of thing. And we had a budget in place, and the budget was far exceeded by a couple members of the events team that were putting that one together. I got delivered that bill at the end of the night at around 1:30 in the morning. My first red flag should have been when I got picked up in a limousine from the airport. That should have tipped me off to, are we staying within this $10,000 budget we had there? The answer was no, nowhere near.
Were you able to haggle that bill down at all, or did you end up?
Yes. So at 2:30 in the morning, I was in the lobby of the Venetian negotiating that bill lower.
I love to hear it. And last question about this. That situation. Are those members from the events team, are they still with us here at Benzinga?
Nope.
Okay.
It's an expensive mistake. All right, so those are the Las Vegas symbols. I'm gonna just type them in the chat there for everybody.
Yep, IGT, Win.
All right, IGT. That's the technology play. You have Win. Everybody knows Win. You have Las Vegas Sands. Everybody knows that one. We have Penn. All right, what else?
To it, all 5 in there. And we'll come back, we'll do another Vegas thing because there are more to talk about. There are more gaming companies, kind of, as you said, thing behind the things. This round, I wanted to focus more on the companies that are actually owning and operating the casinos in Las Vegas. Of course, some of them have casinos outside of Las Vegas as well. Penn and Vici have them all across the country. So lots of interesting plays here. My thesis is that Vegas will be popping not only all summer, but into the fall. And I think every time we have earnings, any sort of numbers coming out, they will all be strong.
Yeah. I mean, there's absolutely pent up demand. When I was in Miami last weekend at that cryptocurrency conference. And there were so many people there that just didn't even care about crypto, but it was just the first conference in like a year and a half. And they just want an excuse to travel, network, etc. So, yeah, I can't disagree with you there, guys. I'm going to throw this one out to Zinger Nation in the chat again. This is an active show. We're not just sitting around passively. If you guys like the Las Vegas stock plays, drop the 1 in the chat. If not, drop the 2. I want to see where everybody is at with these things. And producer AB, do we have time for one user call? 2-minute stock pitch?
Yeah, we do. We have
Friday, baby.
We have our next guest coming up. We have CEO of ticker SCYX. That is Synexus. So that's
another good one, producer AB.
I know, another interesting biotech play. We're kind of smashing everything together today. We got 2 biotech companies and some Las Vegas stocks. So whatever the connection is there, I'm sure someone out in Zinger Nation can make that connection. But let's
All right, guys. Phone numbers on the screen. Floor is yours. 2 minutes. Pitch whatever stock you want to pitch. We have a caller
on the line.
All right, let's get to it. Hello.
Hey.
What's up? Who are we talking to?
It's Lele. How are you?
Doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day. All right, so let's get to it. I got ticker NTLA.
Wait. Give me that ticker one more time. NT Tango LA?
NTLA, correct.
All right. Keep going.
That's Intelia. They recently got a analyst upgrade to $111. I've been watching this since about 60. They've got a huge pipeline of like the CRISP-based immunotherapy the gene therapy, immunotherapy, cancer, CRISPR-based therapies. So, so they've been working on that. They've got a lot of positive. They've got a patent that they've got. They're the only ones in Europe with a patent on the CRISPR. They're waiting. They're also got one in China. It's great company.
All right, I think it's absolutely interesting.
I personally see it above. Sorry. I personally see it above like 150 in the future, but so far the analysts are saying 111.
All right, I'm going to my trusty Benzinga Pro, looking at these analyst price targets. It looks like there's a good number of firms that cover the stock. We had 3 price targets come out in the past month. You've got a 110, you have an 80, and you have $111 there. They're all buy or outperform ratings. The other thing, Layla, that I'll say too is if we zoom out to this 1-year chart with daily candles, this thing is damn near breaking out. It looks like we need to get through that 87, 90 level, and then we got room to run. There we go.
All the way.
All right. I like it. I appreciate you calling in. Long-time listener. Finally getting you on here. That's what we're all about. I hope you have a beautiful Friday afternoon and a wonderful weekend.
Have a blessed weekend. Bye.
All right. Take care. All right, Zinger Nation. Throwing that one out as well. Take your pick. We got the gene editing on here. We've got a chart that looks like it's decently set up. If you guys like this stock, drop me the 1 in the chat. If not, drop me the 2. I want to see where everybody is at with this one again. We're active. We're participating. We're smashing the heck out of that like button. We're throwing our 1s and our 2s in the chat. Producer AB, if you close the blinds behind you, your setup will look better. It's like a little, I don't know. You're a little bit washed out with the light behind you.
Okay.
Nice little Detroit.
Rohan, can you hear me? Producer Rohan?
He's got you. Producer Rohan knows he's on it. All right. So let's see. We're getting the 1s and the 2s in now. All right. We have some fans of the stock. I dig it. And producer AB, you have another interview.
Yeah. We gotta get into that interview. We only got about 10 minutes left of the show.
All right,
so without further ado, bringing them on. How we doing, Dr. Taglietti? Am I saying that right? Oh, I think we got you on mute.
Yes, actually, just call me Marco. And well, let me just say, you have a great show. I really love it. I really love it.
Thank you. Oh, now I'm getting an echo.
Can you hear me well?
I can hear you well. I'm just getting an echo now on your. Let me see if there's anything I can do about this.
Is it me creating vehicle?
No, it's just if you don't have a headset and the sound's coming out, then I'll come back in.
Oh, that's usually this is the setting that works pretty well with Let me. Can I call in? If there is a number I can call in.
Let's do that. I'll give you. I'm going to send this number in the private chat. Oh, there you go. Do you have the headset? Can you hear me now?
I'm calling in.
Okay, yeah, call in.
Yes, it's ringing. Are you picking up?
Let me check it.
All right. I believe we have the phone call on the line.
Okay. Dr. Marco, can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you well. Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. Glad we got the echo figured out, though. So tell us about, the company here. I've got the screen pulled up. Let me show you, or let me show it to Zinger Nation. there's a new drug you guys have, Brexafemme, correct?
Yes, Brexafemme. Yes, absolutely. The new drug is a very innovative drug, a new class of antifungals. And just to give you an idea of the innovation that we are bringing in this sector, last time that something was approved for the treatment of vulvovaginal candidiasis was more than 25 years ago. So probably, I don't know, but maybe you were going still to elementary school when it happened. So, so that's what we are doing. That is, we are bringing innovative products for a treatment of a variety of fungal infections. And of course, Brexafemme, it's our first approval for vulvovaginal candidiasis. And we are getting ready now to launch the product. We expect the product to do $400 to $600 million a year at peak sales. We have a protection from generics, exclusivity, what is called exclusivity, for 14 years. So we have here a product that will do extremely well. And in fact, actually, I see that you look also frequently at analysts. Our analyst is very bullish about our potential as a company.
Yeah, and what sticks out to me about this, of course, this is a treatment of vaginal yeast infections. It's a 1-day oral dosing, so it's not a topical cream. It's just a pill that patients can take. Is that correct?
Yes, it's a 1-day treatment. It is a pill. Actually, it's actually 4 pills, 2 pills in the morning, 2 pills in the evening, and the patient is done. And this is where we expect this product to make a big difference, because actually here, what you are showing right now is not only first in class, but fungicidal. Fungicidal means that it kills the fungi, it kills the yeast, and that is something new in this for this condition. So this is why we expect this product actually to do extremely well with the patient.
Yeah, I mean, that's really interesting. And then do you have any other, late stage clinical programs that where you're evaluating this type of treatment? Is there anything else, or is this the main product?
Actually, the product is the main product. It's called Ibrexafungerp, but we are developing it in many different type of indications. The one here, the Brexafemme for vulvovaginal candidiasis, is what is called the community type of infection. That is, in other words, in the community setting in women. But we are developing also this for hospital infection, for severe infection, when sometimes fungal infection, they can go in the bloodstream. They can affect internal organs, kidneys, livers. And our drug, we are developing for these indications too. For this indication, actually, the treatment is going to be longer at a higher doses, because these are patients very sick, usually cancer patients or patients undergoing transplantation, very immunocompromised, very, very much immunocompromising patients. And this is exactly the point you are showing, is that our product, which is really an innovative product, is the first new class in more than 20 years, has a great versatility that can be used both for infections, like vaginal yeast infection in women in the community, but can be used for sick patients, cancer patients, for example, who have infections that can be deadly. Just to give you a sense of this hospital infection, mortality in these patients can be easily 20 to 40%. So just imagine the severity. And the most important thing is that there are new pathogens that are coming in, very, very dangerous. I think that now with COVID, everyone has become a little bit of a infectious disease specialist. And in other words, what we have learned with COVID is that you may have suddenly an infection that starts in a place and it spreads across the world. This happened, for example, there is a new fungi, Candida auris, that was found in 2009 in Japan, has been spreading across the world, arrived in the US a few years ago, has been spreading throughout the US. Mortality in these patients can be 50 to 60%. So just imagine half of the patients that get this type of infection can die. And we have shown recently in a trial that many of the patients that have been having this infection were treated successfully with our antifungal. So this is the type of activities that we are doing right now, is to find places where we can use this new platform.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's very interesting. And we do have some good questions coming out of the chat real quick, if you don't mind answering some questions from Zinger Nation.
Absolutely.
What's the timeline looking up like? Like when will this product be sold on the market?
So our guidance has been that we will launch the product in the second half of this year. We just got the product approved last week, so it takes a little bit of time after you get the product approved to prepare the packaging, to prepare the sales force, and so on. So we expect in the near future, certainly in the second half of this year, to launch the product. And by the way, if I can also say, on June 29, we are going to have a big Investor Day meeting in which we will provide even more information about our plans, the timing of our launch. But we are very excited because, again, we can see and we can hear from doctors and patients that they are really looking forward to the product. So we are moving as soon as we can to make sure that we can bring this product to the patients and start to sell it.
Got it. And then next question in the chat is talking about selling the product in Europe. You know, is it going to be kind of international? Are you focusing on the US for now, or what's the plan for that?
Oh, that's a great question. So first of all, we have the rights for this product worldwide. So we own this product globally in everywhere. We are focused as a company in the US right now. About 3 months ago, actually, we made a partnership with a Chinese company. So this Chinese company will actually take care of getting Greater China and to sell the product, and they will give us milestones and royalties. And with regards to Europe, which is the other big market, our program is being designed to be approvable in Europe too. So that will be one of our next steps, is really to finalize a partnership and to have a partner getting the product approved in Europe and actually selling the product in Europe.
Yep. And again, for everyone listening, the ticker is SCYX. The stock is traded on the NASDAQ. Last question, Dr. Marco, what do investors, what's like the biggest thing that you would like investors to know about your company?
Well, that we are just now with approval. Now we are ready to fly. That is, in other words, we have an innovative product that will make a difference in the life of a patient. And at this point, we got the product approved last week. I think right now we are undervalued, so it's good timing actually for investors to come in. In fact, actually, if you look at analysts, certainly analysts are very bullish about our potential. And most importantly, we are going to launch this product in a sector which is women health care that has been neglected for so long. Again, if you think that the last product was more than 25 years ago that came to the market, you can see why this is going to be a product that will make a big difference.
Yep. Well, I'm excited. I know we have some, some of our fans out there in Zinger Nation that are going to be excited to watch this company grow and see what y'all are able to do. And yeah, you're right. 25 years ago when the last drug for this was approved, I was still in elementary school. So appreciate you coming on today, and keep us in the loop anytime you guys have news. We'd love to get you back on. We'd love to help you break that news. So yeah, thank you again.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. Thank you very much, and keep up with the good work. Thank you.
Will do. Have a great Friday and good weekend, Dr. Marco.
You too. You too. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, y'all. That was ticker SCYX. Interesting company that's developing, a new form of treatment for vaginal yeast infections. This one is oral, not topical. So it's definitely interesting there. I'm sure most patients would rather just take a few pills than have to, deal with anything else. Just quick programming note. Coming up next, we have Get Technical with Neil. I'll be hopping on with Neil a little bit. We're just going to do a Friday fun day, take tickers out of the chat. If anyone has any tickers or charts they would like to share, let me know. Email us real quick at shows@benzinga.com. We might be able to get you on the show today. And without further ado, let's get over to Get Technical.